Hi Aries, welcome to your monthly reading for October 2023. The books you can see here at the sides are from the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. This big book that you can see in the middle is a vintage tarot handbook that I'm going to be giving away as part of a birthday giveaway. I've said on the channel quite often that I'm a Libra, so we're actually in Libra season right now, and my birthday is on Friday the 13th this year. I've learned in probably the last year or two that Friday the 13th is actually associated with divine feminine energy. Libra is also associated with divine feminine energy. It's connected to the Empress in the tarot along with Venus. Libra is also ruled by Venus, and I actually have Venus in Libra as well, so I'm getting a lot of divine feminine energy thrown at me. My 13th birthday was also on Friday the 13th, strangely enough, and I've never really thought of it as a bad luck day, but to be frank, my birthday party when I was 13 was it was an awkward disaster. I think that may have been more to do with the fact that everybody was around that age, and it's an awkward age, isn't it? Just becoming a teenager, so that's probably why. My 18th birthday was also on the Friday the 13th as well, so I don't know why I have this theme of milestone birthdays where I've come into womanhood being on that particular date. But anyway, if you would like the book, please send me an email. The email address is on my about page and it's in the description box. With this book, I ordered one copy from World of Books, and they by mistake they sent me two of them. I did inform them and they said I could keep the extra book and give it to charity, but what I've chosen to do is give it away on the channel. If anybody does want it, as I said, send me an email. If nobody responds, it'll go to the charity shop. If one person responds, I will give it to them automatically, and if I get multiple responses, then I will probably pull a name out of a hat or something to that effect. Anyway, let's get on with your reading. So let's move all of these things out of the way. And we're going to begin with my favourite tarot deck, the Everyday Witch Tarot deck, and we're going to get your main theme or focal point for October 2023. Okay, so let's look at the main theme or focal point for Aries for October 2023. Yes, I think I am going to take the one that is upright. So we've got the Three of Wands here. For me, that's often a card of manifestation. It's where you've put your intentions out, where you've put your efforts out, and you're waiting for a return on those efforts. Let's get your specific energy coming into October, or the energy you will have in October. Okay, you have the Four of Cups and the Tower. The word restructure or restructuring is coming into my head straight away, so see what that's about. Let's get any external energies or surrounding energies, whether it's a person, a situation, just the energy itself. Yes, I'm getting a strong yes to take these cards. So you've got Strength, the Nine of Cups, and the Sun. And I'm just deciding how I want to lay them out, but okay, I think we'll go for this method here. So you've got Leo energy in here, haven't you? Quite a bit of Leo energy over here. Right, let's get any past energies connected or relating to this. You have Death. Right. So restructuring, that would make sense with the Tower and Death. And I do say that when you get the Tower, Death, and probably the Hanged Man together, that can be connected to spiritual awakening. Quite a few of the of the signs I've gotten sort of awakening type energy there. Let's get current or present energy for you, if it will come out. Yes, we've got the Ace of Wands and we have the Eight of Pentacles as well. Potential future energies for you, Aries. Eight of Wands. You got a lot of fire energy in this, haven't you? Yeah, you've got a lot of wands here. I mean, it's not surprising because you're Aries, but you're a fire sign, but yeah. Let's get your advice as well. Okay, you have the Ace of Cups. That balances it out nicely, doesn't it, having the cups there? But Do you have pentacles? Yeah, you've got pentacles as well, actually. I forgot. Forgot that was there. Right, let's get some oracle cards. So we're going to start off with the Power of Surrender deck for you. Okay, it feels quite magical. I mean, I know the Everyday Witch deck is about witches, which are magical, but all I can see is wands all over the place. She's got a wand, they've got wands. This one's got a wand, this one under here has a wand. So I just keep feeling wands, and then this Eight of Pentacles is alchemy. It just feels, it feels quite magical and creative. But anyway, let's see what oracle card you get from the Power of Surrender deck. Surrender, frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself and regroup so you may approach this situation more calmly. The recent full moon reading, oh, actually the full moon was in Aries, isn't it? At the time I'm doing this video, shortly before the beginning of October, the moon, it's the day before the full moon, so it hasn't happened yet, but the full moon is actually in Aries. And the reading I did for that, the full moon reading I did, the message was releasing roadblocks, and that's what seemed to come up here, where it said dissolving a block. So that might be very relevant for you, that particular full moon reading. And I do give individual like an individual oracle card for each sign at the end of the video. It's a collective reading, and then I do individual oracle card messages for each individual zodiac sign as well. I can't remember what you got. Oh, it was something about being playful rather than defensive when you come across conflicts with people. But let's see what else comes out for you. So next I'm going to get an oracle card from the Le Vampires tarot deck, which is one of oracle decks, which is one of my favorites. As I've told every other sign, you're the final sign that I'm reading for this month, for the monthlies. I've always been a massive fan of horror films, and like vampires were my favorite. I was really into vampires. I didn't want to be a vampire or anything like that, but I just liked the movies and the concept of it. And my favourite vampire and horror film of all time is, or one of my favourites, is The Lost Boys, a vampire film from the 1980s. And I used to love the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, the original movie as well, from the 90s. So let's see what other message you get from this oracle deck, Le Vampires. I don't trust that. Unfortunately, it kind of just dropped out of my hands as opposed to flipped or flew or whatever. Or flipped. So we're going to try again. This deck is very tricky to shuffle it when I'm filming. I don't trust that either. Only because the angle that I'm sitting at, and just the setup with the tripod and the camera and everything, it's more awkward than the way I would do it if I was just sitting down normally without a camera there. And if in an ideal world, I would set things up slightly differently, but I have to go by what the space that I have available. And this is the best I can do with the space I've got. And I'm all right with it. I quite like it. Not as comfortable as I'd like to be, but it's fine. I'm comfortable enough to get this done. Yes, we will take those. I mean, to be honest, how comfortable can you get when you've got a camera on you anyway? It's not the same, is it, as being just chilled. So you have ecstasy, yielding, rapture, bliss. And you also have the Pasta Prison. And you know what? I think this tried to flip out of the deck as well before when I was shuffling. Bitterness, grudge, refusal to let go. That makes sense with that Surrender Frustration card, actually. About the Pasta Prison, bitterness, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, 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 but you know what I mean. So let's put those there. I think you can see those there, can't you? They're a bit tight, but see if we can shift these over a little bit, because I don't like them to be all scrunched up like that. That's slightly better, isn't it? Okay, I think that is slightly better. I don't know why I'm being so picky. Let's get on with it and get into that three of wands. So that's your main theme, main focal point. And again, I said it was kind of manifestation energy, where you've probably put your intentions out, or you're putting your intentions out, and waiting on a return. Maybe that's the frustration, is that you're waiting on a return and nothing's happening. I mean, the Four of Cups potentially could be a card of frustration as well. And the Tower, for me, it could feel like rage, couldn't it, in a way, if you're frustrated and you just feel like tearing everything down and starting again because something's not working. But let's get on with it. Let's look at that Three of Wands first. So that was first, and it is the Star. So manifestation, the Star can be connected to manifestation as well. We've got the Four of Cups again, but okay, this is going to sound really, really corny, really, really cheesy, but Four of Cups star together kind of like feels like wishing on a star. Yeah. Or at the very least, manifesting. It's like this Four of Cups is very different from the other Four of Cups. This one is where the person's they're not satisfied, they're dissatisfied in this one. This particular Four of Cups feels like meditation, and I guess meditation can be a kind of manifestation, can't it? This one doesn't feel like any kind of frustration. It feels more like peace and balance and quiet contemplation, meditation. So yeah, wishing on a star, manifesting, as corny as the whole wishing on a star thing might sound. But let's see what else comes out for you. Let's say focus, to take the cheese and the corniness out of it. Conscious manifestation. Right, we've got the Queen of Wands, and she is your energy, Aries, and she is very determined to get what she wants. So yeah, it's here you're really wanting to get what you want. You may have already put your intentions out and you just sort of determined that I want what I want. Anything else for that Three of Wands? We have the Two of Cups. I guess that's what you want. You want whatever. That feels like and I actually don't give a shit about law of attraction, to be honest. I know that sounds a bit weird. I mean, obviously, anybody who's doing it, that's up to you. That's your business. But I'm not really, put it this way, it's not that I don't give a shit about it, but I'm not really that into it or that bothered about it. But that literally feels like law of attraction with that Two of Cups. It's your cup is your energy, isn't it? In a way, it's your emotions, because they say that you should manifest with your manifest with your emotions. And your cup is what you have to give. It's in your heart. It's what you have to give. It's how you manifest. You're attracting what you are. And that saying is a bit of a cliche as well. But it literally feels like the law of attraction. Okay, let's carry on. I'll get one more, although I feel that I've kind of covered that this feels like manifestation. You have the Moon, which now confuses everything, and the King of Cups. So the Moon may be where, if you have put intentions out, this could be where the frustration comes in if you're not seeing the results of what you're trying to manifest. I'm now going to need to get a sub-clarifier, which is what I'm calling any clarifiers I use to clarify a clarifier, for the Moon, because I'm not sure what that means. Okay, it can be connected to hidden feelings because you've got the King of Cups there. And although he feels very deeply, he's very emotionally aware, very emotionally intelligent, he keeps his feelings to himself. So that could be about hidden emotions with that Moon there. But let's see, why is the Moon there, please? Okay, so again, what I said before about maybe you're not seeing the fruits of your labour, to put it bluntly. Knight of Swords. Okay, that confuses things even more, but let's see what else comes out from that. Okay. Justice and Temperance. Yeah, it still feels like not seeing the fruits of your labour. For me, the Knight of Swords, where you would have been very honest about your intentions and literally communicated them to whoever. I mean, he's going towards justice. Justice can be associated with karma, can't it, really? So it's like where you've put in the effort and put out your intentions to destiny, karma, whatever you want to call it, but you haven't seen the fruits of your labour yet. And then you've got Temperance there. That can be, sometimes for me, it's like divine guidance. Sometimes it could be considered to be alchemy and a form of manifestation as well. Then, okay, so if that is about not seeing the fruits of your labour rather than fears, not fear, why am I saying fears? The Moon can be associated with fears, but it doesn't feel like fears here particularly. If it's more to do with not seeing the fruits of your labour, why is the King of Cups here? Can I have one for the King of Cups, please? Nope, it's not that. Are you hiding your frustration, potentially, with that Five of Swords? Anything else for that King of Cups? And I'll get one more for the King of Cups as well. There's definitely a sense now the High Priestess has come up of keeping something to yourself. You may be keeping your plans to yourself, actually thinking about it, or what you're trying to manifest, you may be keeping that to yourself. Because this is like the world is a new chapter. The High Priestess can be secrets as well, can't it? And the Five of Swords is where you're determined. It feels here like it's a determination to get what you want. It could potentially be frustration as well, and feeling like something's not going in your favour. But I would say you're keeping the manifestation or whatever it is potentially to yourself, or if you're feeling frustrated about it, you may be keeping that to yourself. So I'm going to put the sub clarifiers back in the deck, because I've been finding that because I've been using so many clarifiers, I'm left with very little when it comes to when we get to the end of nearer to the end of the reading. So let's put that there on top of that Three of Wands, and I'll put the other ones. I like to put them back in the deck in a different place rather than putting them, just slapping them on the top or bottom, because I don't want them coming back out in the same order. So let's look at your energy, the Tower and the Four of Cups. It's quite interesting that you've got the Tower. Sometimes I call myself the Tower because I tend to keep things to myself sometimes as well. People don't know what I'm thinking at times, and then, like, say if I was really frustrated about something, I might keep it to myself so well that people can't read me, and then when I do show how frustrated I am, they're shocked. So it is like a tower, like I'm the tower, or I can make decisions that people find quite shocking. So okay, let's clarify the Four of Cups in the Tower and see what comes out for that. Right, Justice. So that's where you feel like things aren't going your way. I mean, Four of Cups can be disappointment. So I'd feel with that energy, although you may have been putting your energy and manifestation out there, it does feel like maybe something's not quite, may not be quite working. Or let's see what else comes out for that, or hasn't worked yet. And as I say, with the Tower, you might be ready to scrap it and start from scratch if something's not working. No, don't trust that one little bit. Anything else? The Hierophant. I'm getting a sense from this Hierophant that this is a weird one. It's like it's in reverse. You've been following the rules. Like, say if you were following the law of attraction or rules of manifestation, but with it being in reverse, it's not worked. I mean, Justice is where something's not in your favour, and then the Hierophant for me, yeah, it feels like following the rules hasn't worked. Okay, let's try something. Yeah, that's a disappointment. Again. But, however, they do still have Two Cups there, so there's something left. Although something's failed, I guess, there's still something left to work with. And here, you've got Three Cups here that he's not happy with, but there's still a cup that he hasn't quite looked at yet. Anything else before I speak on that Seven of Pentacles? We have the Three of Wands. Yeah, it feels like you would be happy to potentially tear everything down if something hasn't worked, and start from scratch and put effort into something new and start again, put new intentions out, or amend or adapt or something. Did I say restructure? I think I said restructure was there, to kind of start from scratch. I love the expression on her face here, because it's like she's the tower, isn't she? It's not like a tower that comes in and tears everything down and you have no control over it. She's taken the tower down, and she looks very self-satisfied with it, and she's slightly sneaky about it as well, the way she's holding the one behind her back. But I feel that you're probably the tower. You're disappointed, and you're probably the tower through frustration. I'm going to leave that one there. But yeah, I feel like you're prepared to start from scratch because something hasn't worked so far, and it feels manifestation related. So let's look at strength, the Nine of Cups and the Sun. That could be an energy around you, like a surrounding energy, where you are feeling again like you are ready to try again, to start from scratch. Let's clarify the strength, the Nine of Cups, the Sun. I may read not the whole thing, but part of this ecstasy card, because I'm never 100% certain. It can be about, I think it's surrendering to someone or something, but I will check that. This past is a prison card may be connected to the frustration card, the feeling of frustration because things haven't worked out. But let's clarify strength, the Nine of Cups and the Sun. Right, this Nine of Cups for me, and I shouldn't really judge it before I look at any other cards, but it often feels like a person who has everything around them, but they're very lonely, so they're not 100% satisfied. They have everything they need physically, but maybe they're emotionally they're lonely. Maybe they're bored. It's just a very strange Nine of Pentacles compared to the other ones where it's very much about independence and being happy in your own little comfort zone. We've got the Hanged Man there. Anything else? I'm really finding nowadays that the external energy is often not a person. It's more likely energy around you, like planetary alignments or just energy itself. We've got strength again. We have the Devil. I feel like you are willing to cut. I mean, Aries, out of all the signs, well, not just Aries, but you would be willing to come out of your comfort zone, and that's what this is starting to feel like. Yeah, that's where you put the effort in again. Five of Wands is where you you can overcome challenges. So strength for me is courage. Nine of Cups is the satisfaction that you want to get, and the Sun can be potential, it can be happiness. As I say, Nine of Pentacles here for me, she feels very lonely. She is in a comfort zone, but she seems very lonely and isolated and dissatisfied, and I feel that's you having a willingness to leave your comfort zone. The Hanged Man could be a change of beliefs here, and having the courage to, I would say, overcome the devil more than anything else. I know the devil is something that can hold us back, but in between strength and the Eight of Pentacles, it feels like you wouldn't let this, whatever the hell this is, hold you back. You'd be willing to put in effort, whether it's new effort or to, as I say, to adapt or amend what you've been doing before. Let's clarify the devil on its own out of curiosity. Yeah. It's overcoming it, isn't it? Overcoming anything that holds you back. Let me get one for the Hanged Man out of curiosity as well. Yes, second chance. New chapter, second chance. So you change your beliefs, you change your ideas and your plans about how you would gain a new perspective if something's failing. I think Aries of all the signs would just change up how they do things so that they can still succeed. You wouldn't sort of give up and be sorrowful, and you would take on that Tower energy and be like, right, it ain't working, let's scrap it. It's like me, I was saying in the last reading that I did, that if I'm doing a reading, if I start recording a reading, even if I am halfway through that reading, like 30 minutes in, and it doesn't feel right, and I really don't feel it's right, I will scrap the whole thing and start the whole reading again, even if I have to do that 3 times. I'm pretty determined with it, and I'll try it again if it doesn't feel right. Like, I won't give up for the day. It's like, right, I'm doing that reading on that day. It would take a lot for me to to say, right, it's not working, I'm not going to do it today, I'll just keep trying. And I don't mind if I've put loads of effort in, I'll scrap it and start from scratch. So yeah, that's where we are with that, I believe. So as I say, that's you coming out of your comfort zone and being willing to change your beliefs, change your perspective and overcome the challenges. So let's look at that Death card. That's where something may have changed or transformed in the past. Oh, let me look at the Ecstasy card first, actually, and see the little tiny section at the end of the... I mean, these messages aren't excessively long, but I don't need to read the entire thing. Right, so the blessing of this ecstasy card here is the ability to surrender to a higher power of your choosing is a valuable experience, as well as one which can provide intoxicating levels of delight. So in a way, that is surrendering, isn't it? It's where maybe you are actually surrendering frustration, because you wanna have your satisfaction, you wanna get your wish, whatever it is you're going for. The curse of the card is being enraptured is close to losing yourself, which is one of the keys to the ecstasy it creates. Be sure to stay in touch with your own soul and have a close friend who can remind you of who you are. Working with this card, it says there is a power in the surrender and great soul ecstasy in the finding of one, for an instant, takes the burden of decision and gives you great relief and satisfaction and pleasure. Be aware that you must choose this person with great care. It is time, though, for you to admit that in some ways ecstatic experiences are our teacher only when chosen wisely. What the hell is wrong with me? Okay. It does feel like surrender, like you may be surrendering your frustration. Maybe you are one of these people that has a lot of faith in spirit, the divine, your spiritual team, angels, ancestors, God, whatever you call it, the universe. And you are, when things aren't going well, you are able to surrender and say, you know what, it ain't working, I'm scrapping it, and I'm going to hand it over to the universe to kind of help me out and show me the way. Potentially, maybe that is your type of energy. But let's clarify the death card. So this is past energy here, 9 of Swords. It feels like overcoming disappointment, to be frank, or transforming out of disappointment, transmuting maybe. You have the 10 of Swords, yep, so that's where it completely ends. So that would be an end from the looks of it to disappointment, to going back to following your dreams, to pursuing your dreams. I mean, I can get one more, but I don't know if I actually need it. Yep. It is the Page of Swords, and that to me, it can, in this particular reading, it's about gaining a new truth. So you would be the sign that learns from any disappointments or mistakes and transforms, so that you can then move on, move forward, keep going, not really let the those things hold you back and hold you down for too long. I'm not saying that you don't have a period of recovery or anything like that. But yeah, you'd keep going. And I remember actually a reader, one of the readers that I've watched for years, Aquarian Insight. I remember her speaking about, was it Chiron in Aries or something to that effect? Chiron in Aries, and saying that Chiron in Aries, people who have that placement, they are literally the wounded warriors, where they'd be walking around with a stab wound in their back, bleeding everywhere, and still keep going and fighting on. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. I didn't understand how that would work, but yeah, I get it. I do get it. But yeah, they're literally the wounded warrior. So anyway, let's go on to the 8 of Pentacles and Ace of Wands. This is current energy, and this just looks like putting energy into an effort and working on a new chapter, like overcoming the frustration and moving on. So let's clarify Ace of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. Do you even need this reading, Aries? Because so far, I mean, unless you're watching this and you're maybe in the frustration stage, and the advice will be helping you to overcome this, but it feels, so far, it just feels like you're getting on with it yourself, and you don't need any help. But I don't know, maybe there are people watching it who are feeling like they're not sure what to do next or where to go, and there's something useful in there for them. So, nope. I was talking too much as usual. Let's put that back. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Empress, that's abundant, very abundant, creative energy. Along with the Ace of Wands, which is abundant and creative too. You've got the Lover, so connecting to what you love. Completely acknowledging and connecting to what you love. And putting effort in towards it as well. Six of Wands, it feels like success, like a determination to be successful or putting in the effort to be successful. I will clarify the Lovers to see if it tells me anything more specific. Ten of Pentacles, that's like long-term legacy type stuff. That would be what you want to create, something very stable, very abundant again. In fact, I don't think I need to clarify that any further, and like to add any more clarifiers here apart from to do the Lovers, to say what it is. So it could be anything. As I say, all I can see here is abundance. You've got some, and creativity. You've got something very, very stable here. Success, working towards success. And then this is what you love, working towards what you love. Having the passion, the drive, the desire to pursue what you love. Is there anything specific we can know about what Aries loves? I mean, it's a general reading, so for a general reading, it could be absolutely anything for anyone. I mean, Eight of Pentacles is work, isn't it? So it could be work related, career related. Ace of Wands is creative in general. It can be a card of spirituality, like Wands are spirituals, but there is a lot of creative energy on the Ace of Wands, which you may be able to see there. With the Empress, the Lovers, and the Ten of Pentacles showing up together, it could potentially be about creating a family. That theme does keep coming up quite a lot this month. But literally a family, like a partner, spouse, children, with those three cards together. That could be what you're trying to create. Let's clarify the Lovers card. Just managed to save that. It fell on my lap. So we've got Seven of Swords, Six of Swords, and Eight of Swords. This, whatever you love, it feels like a struggle. It feels like a struggle, but there is a determination to go towards it. It's like the Six of Swords here is where you restore peace. So the Eight of Swords is restriction. Seven of Swords, I would say here it's more like a risk rather than anything deceitful. Is anyone eloping by any chance? That's coming to mind with some of these cards. It's with these three clarifiers for the Lover. There's a potential that somebody's eloping. If anyone's feeling like there are people that are against them marrying a certain person, that's something that is potentially coming in here. But it just feels that whatever it is that you love here, it's a challenge to get it, but I think you are determined. I'll get one more. That's really odd, and it's all swords, isn't it? Anything else? What is this Lover specifically? What is it that Aries loves specifically, or they're choosing? It's a difficult choice, whatever it is, I can tell you that. Anything specific for the choice, the thing that Aries is choosing that they love? Well, again, you're standing up for it, like you're determined to get it or have it or do it, whatever it is. Yeah, that's a challenge. It's a challenge to manifest it. You've got the Seven of Cups there. That's potentially looking at different perspectives, maybe even wondering if it's something worth pursuing. In fact, no, I don't feel like it would be a question of if it's worth pursuing. It's just how to get it would be the challenge. And then you've got the Seven of Wands again, standing up for it. So it won't tell me what it is specifically, but the circumstances around it are very, very challenging, and you're determined. Whatever it is, you're absolutely determined. So yeah, the two things that came up specifically that it could be, and I'm not saying this is exactly what it is, it depends on your circumstances, is it could be, so I said it could be career related because that was under, with the Eight of Pentacles, it could be something creative. It could be to do with having a family with children and a spouse, and it could be something to do with eloping. But yeah, it's not easy. And I mean, that would be where the frustration is coming in. And I did say that it's like it's really hard to manifest. Like the manifestation doesn't seem to be coming to fruition. Right, so this, as I say, the sub-clarifiers can go back in the deck. could be trying to manifest a partner as well, a loving relationship, and that may be where the ecstasy card is coming in, because that was about surrendering. I mean, it can be surrendering to the universe, God, spirit, whoever. It can be in terms of surrendering to a person. I think when you read the whole meaning of the card, it's about surrendering to a person. So in a relationship, it's not about submission. I mean, I think if you've watched any of my other videos, you may have heard me say that I hate this whole thing about anybody being submissive, whether it's a man or a woman, because it doesn't sit right with me. Surrender is different. Surrender is where you open yourself up and you become vulnerable, and you lead with love and receive with love and all that kind of thing, which is completely different to submission. But surrendering, that's what that could refer to. But let's look at the Eight of Wands. That's the future energy, which I always see this Eight of Wands as kind of chaotic. Maybe there will be more. Unfortunately, there may be more frustration in the future in doing this, and maybe that's the whole point of the reading, is that it looks like you're doing well so far, but maybe a future energy is one of frustration. But let's see. I mean, she's all red-faced, isn't she, there? And she's got a tornado behind her. She's got wands flying everywhere. She's lucky if it doesn't take her eye out. Right, so we have the Fool. Chaos. The word chaos is coming up strongly. We've got the King of Pentacles. The Tower is chaos as well, isn't it? I mean, these are pretty positive cards. It could be that the Eight of Wands is... It could be chaos, but chaos in terms of quick movement. You know, like when they talk about cars and they say, what is it, 0 to 100 in 10 seconds or so. I know nothing about cars, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, 0 to 100 in 10 seconds as an example. It could be that things move very, very quickly. I mean, you've got the Fool who's willing to take a risk. King of Pentacles is someone who builds and is also very successful as well. You've got the Ace of Cups there, so that is something fulfilling, and that's what you'd be putting into it. I mean, you've got Ace of Cups there as well, so she's got a full cup. That's what she has to give. You've got the Queen of Cups, where you're following your emotions and doing what you need to do based on your emotions as well. Trusting your emotions is coming to mind. Anything else for that? Right, Nine of Wands, and let me get one more after the Nine of Wands and see what comes up for that. Nine of Cups and Three of Swords. Great, we've got a cliffhanger card on the end, so I will clarify. I'm going to clarify the Nine of Wands and Three of Swords. So Nine of Wands first of all. I mean, the Nine of Wands is defensiveness. It can also be where you keep going. Okay, so the Hermit, the Seven of Cups and the High Priestess, that's like where that's strongly to do with intuition and inner knowing, but how would that connect with the Nine of Wands? This could be where if anybody sort of opposes what you're doing, or there are any obstacles, it's really trusting your inner knowing and looking at the different perspectives. And there's even a psychic element. I mean, look at the moons there. You've got three, what are these? Are these new moons? I'm not sure what part of a moon cycle they are, but they look like the same part of the cycle. I wish I knew what that was. If anybody knows which part of the moon cycle, if it is a new moon or a different part of the cycle, please tell me. But it's very intuitive, inner knowing, psychic type energy there. I guess trusting that throughout any challenges, which you probably will be doing. I think Aries does seem to be a sign that's quite confident when it comes to trusting their inner knowing, regardless of what's going on externally. Let's clarify that Three of Swords as well, because that looks like that wounded warrior thing that I was talking about. I mean, they've been stabbed through the heart as opposed to in the back, but it's the same thing. And I quite love the way they've got the fire under the heart as well. Right, so you've got Eight of Swords, followed by the Page of Pentacles. It's giving perseverance. Five of Swords feels like perseverance. I will get one more for that. Two of Wands. It just feels like perseverance. That Three of Swords does that no matter what happens. What the hell is this? King of Wands. Yep, he's determined. You're determined to see this through no matter what tries to hold you back. Any obstacles, any conflicts, any decisions that have to be made, even if you only have a little bit to give. you are determined to go for this, to pursue it and get on with it. And what am I clarifying? I'm clarifying the 8 of Wands. Yeah, the point being, what I was saying is that this could move very quickly. I mean, those ones could also be the challenges and the chaos, like maybe the whole process of achieving whatever it is you want to achieve is very chaotic and very frustrating. But there's just a powerful sense of perseverance, determination, and trusting yourself to do this. I would say again, if it's going back to the eloping thing, then that could be how, if it's something quick, that's something that would be quick, isn't it? If say you have had opposition from your families about marrying someone, and then you just said to your partner, you know what, let's just go to the registry office right now and do it. That would be quick, wouldn't it? That would be 0 to 100. Whirlwind romances as well can happen quickly. But yeah, as I say, just getting a strong sense of willing and determined and able to overcome anything to make this happen. And that wouldn't surprise me with Aries. And that's future energy for you. So if it's not an energy that you're in, maybe this is a hint on how to handle everything. Because as I said, it looks like you're doing pretty well on your own. Do you even need the reading? But that's potential future energy. Maybe that's the advice, as well as the advice I'm about to clarify in a second as well. Use that wounded warrior energy if you need to. Right, let's put these back. So let's put these guys back. I think I've taken an extra one that I wasn't meant to take. So Ace of Cups is the actual advice. Let's see what comes up for that. You've got the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles. Anything else? The Tower's there again. I love the Tower. I keep saying I love the Tower. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, but I really like the Tower card. 8 of Wands again, and I'll get one more. So this is advice. Oh, cliffhanger card. Let's clarify the 7 of Cups. There we go. That's confusion here with that 7 of Cups on probably what steps to take next. But let's get another one after that. King of Wands again. Let me get one after the King of Wands. That's interesting. So as I said, I feel like it's confusion here because the 2 of Swords, it can be about making decisions. And I mean, you would need to trust your intuition and your, what do you call it, instincts in making a decision. Knight of Pentacles for me in reverse is where you don't know what steps to take next. But then the King of Wands is, it's where you keep going, isn't it? But that could be, that could be somebody that can assist. If you feel like you don't know what steps to take next, you may have to go to someone who's got that sort of King of Wands energy that can help you create or provide or offer an opportunity to keep things moving. The 8 of Wands feels like moving. Let's clarify the Tower as well, actually. Hermit. I've got a strong vibe through these clarifiers for the Ace of Cups, which was the advice to see it through no matter what. That was the main message that I was getting. See things through, see it through no matter what. Let's get more for that Tower. This reading may be called Determined to See It Through, to be honest. The Hermit and the High Priestess again. It's like trusting yourself and your inner knowing to see it through no matter what happens. Page of Pentacles. Didn't that come out with those before as well? And I swear I put them back in the deck in different places. I did not put them together. Page of Cups. Let me get one after the Page of Cups. I'm just getting loads of cards right now. It's probably confusing. I feel like that's about trusting your feelings. Yeah, trust your feelings to see it through. I'm just getting see it through, see it through. Okay, so yeah. Sun, that's for me is potential. Queen of Pentacles is your values, and those are what will help you to see it through, to keep things moving. The Tower is any obstacles that get in your way. If things fall apart, it's having the determination and the inner knowing and trusting yourself to start from scratch, to see it through, trusting how you feel, because this is clarifying the Ace of Cups, isn't it? So again, it is trusting how you feel and everything that you have, all the tools that you have to see you through. Again, this King of Wands, I mean, it could be perseverance, your perseverance, even if you feel like you're confused and you don't know what steps to take next. But there is the possibility it could be someone who has this King of Wands energy, someone who has experience in being determined and seeing things through, to help you with the opportunity, to create the opportunity, to manifest whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay, I'm going to put these on top of the Ace of Cups. And the song I'm hearing right now, it's a Disney song. And I don't even know if I've ever even watched the movie Anastasia. I've probably seen bits and pieces of it. I don't think I've even seen it. But I was a huge fan of Aaliyah. Absolutely devastated when she passed away. In fact, it's even sometimes if I watch her music videos now, it actually hurts sometimes, because I was really upset when she died. And when I say a fan, I don't mean like I had every album or loads of posters, but you know, and you just feel you really like someone's energy. And I was young when she died. I think, how old was I? Actually, I better not give that away. Yeah, I was still reasonably young when she died. And I just resonated with her energy. Like really nice energy about her. So I was really, I was actually shocked by how upset I was, because lots of people have died and I've been upset by some celebrity deaths and that, but hers was like, yeah, it really upset me for quite a long time. But yeah, so the point is, the song I'm hearing is the Anastasia song, Journey to the Past, and it's the whole Courage See Me Through part. Courage See Me Through Heart, I'm Trusting You part that is feeling relevant to this reading for some reason. So I hope you remember what your advice was, because I can't now without playing the video back. But I'm going to get you a final card of advice. I would say Courage See You Through would be your advice, but let's get you a final oracle card from the African Goddess Rising deck. So if you are experiencing any frustrations, courage see you through, or whatever it is you need to see you through, or use all of your tools and everything that you've learned and everything that you have, every tool you have in your box to see you through. So let's get a final card of advice. Yep. Speak up. I'm going to get you one more as well, even though your video is quite long as it is. Level up. Okay, that makes more sense than the speak up card. I'm going to read both of them, but the level up card really makes sense in that. And I'm thinking of that Sierra song, Level Up. You know what? I've heard people talk about that song, Level Up by Sierra, for years and years. And I only started listening to it probably several months ago, maybe a year ago, and actually really like it. But I just wasn't interested in it before. I just didn't want to know. But for some reason, I listened to it and I thought, yep, I actually really like this. It makes sense. It's just fun and, yeah, inspirational as well in a weird sort of way. So let's look at the speak up card. So this is Mame Kumbabang, and it says she's the goddess of speaking up. Mame Kumbabang protects the mouth of the Senegal River. When making an offering to her, you must not speak to anyone else, coming or going. Sing for her, chant for her, call to her, give Goddess Kumba your voice and she'll be happy. Speak up, speak out, speak on it. You have a right to be heard. You are betraying yourself by not speaking up. Your words have power. Own your voice, as the old saying goes, stand up for something or fall for anything. Being neutral is not an option. When you stand firmly in your truth, you have thoughts, opinions, beliefs, and convictions. What do you stand for? Tell someone today. The declaration says, I reclaim my voice, I speak out and speak up. And I feel like that is speaking up, and it's your intentions, isn't it? Whatever it is you're trying to manifest, I feel like it's standing up for and speaking your intentions out into the universe or to God or spirit or whoever, so that you can actually receive it. So next you have Queen Ya Asantua, Level Up. I might put that song on after I finish this video actually. Right, Queen Ya Asantewa was a mother, farmer and the warrior queen who led the War of the Golden Stool. The Golden Stool, throne of the Ashanti Empire, holds the regent's Kra life force energy. Raise your standards. A leap forward for one is a leap forward for the tribe. Your choices can raise the frequency of your community and the planet. Time to level up. This is your season for a quantum leap. You have prepared for this. Life does not have to be linear and neither does growth. A quantum leap feels drastic and huge, but the secret is that a quantum leap happens little by little. So what inspired action helps you level up? Connecting to spirit with rituals, movement, meditation and visualization is a great start. The declaration says divine timing is on my side. That literally feels all about manifestation. And in a weird way, the 8 of Wands feels like leveling up as well. Like there's a lot here. It's a huge process and there are lots of little steps, but it's like there's all sorts of little steps and then it goes from 0 to 100. So that's what that feels like there. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. It's I quite like this reading. It's interesting. It just feels like a strong sense of determination, and it really feels like you're going to see it through no matter what. That's a really nice energy to have. So wrapping up the reading, here is if you want the book, please send me an email. Feel free to share your comments. Thank you for watching the video, and until the next one, take care.